How to become a better learner, better reader, and better talker with Forebrain in 10 to 30 minutes per day. Would you like to know? I'm Françoise Nikolov. I'm a French-Australian registered psychologist and also the director of the Australian Tomatis Method in Sydney, based in Australia. And I've also worked for 40 years with the Tomatis Method around the world as a Tomatis international trainer and speaker. And today I'd like to introduce you to Forebrain. This is an amazing tool. You're going to love it. It's designed for the whole family. And especially if you have a child who has issues with auditory processing disorder, but also mainly for learning difficulties. Learning difficulties has been steadily prevalent in Australia, and surveys estimate that about 4% of the children in Australia have learning difficulties. They have difficulties in reading and writing. However, teachers think that it's much more. They think it's about 10 to 16% of the children who have learning difficulties. So this word or this expression of learning difficulties often refer to the trouble in learning how to read and to write. Normally, children start to learn to read and write in kindy, around 5-6 years of age. And by year 2, end of year 2, they should be mastering their reading skills and their writing skills as well. What happened is sometimes some of the children cannot do that. And it's difficult for the parents to understand it, difficult also for the teachers to understand it. So with the health professionals and educators, they often have milestones and scales to find out where the child is in terms of their learning, how to read and write, and spelling as well. So it helps to track if the child is on the right track or needs more assistance. Now, if you think your child is not learning at the normal speed or rate at which they're supposed to, early intervention is the most preferred solution. And of course, you can go to professionals who are going to help your child, but on the top of that, you can use Forebrain. And if you see your speech therapist or your OT, you might see Forebrain at their practice already because many of them are using this tool. This is a beautiful tool to help to speak better and to learn better. So, but how does it work? It works on the fact that we have two ways of processing sound. We hear through our ears, but did you know that we hear also through our bone conduction, through the bone structure of our body? And that's what Forebrain is based on, is to listen through the bone conduction, because you know what? Bone conduction is 10 times faster in processing than air conduction. So it should be interesting to be able to process sounds more quickly than we do when we use only our ears. So Forebrain boosts the brain using one's own voice by amplifying bone conduction to help the user create and process better. This device allows to amplify and dynamize the user's voice and boost the brain, so you can charge and energize your brain just by using your voice. This process also becomes a sort of a sensory workout for the nervous system, and it helps the brain to pay attention. Research is showing that Forebrain makes or helps the brain to pay attention better with memory also and voice modulation. So singers, people who use their voice when speakers will use Forebrain to their benefit and advantage. Forebrain improves the overall performance on activities such as comprehension, voice quality and clarity, attention, concentration, memory, but also sensory integration and also self-confidence. Because what happens when you start to read better, understand better, learn quicker or learn better, then it boosts, not only it boosts your brain, but it also boosts your self-confidence and your self-esteem. And we see children who could not read putting the Forebrain on, starting to read. That's amazing. We have quite a few testimonials for that, and people are just amazed how quick it happens. Even professionals are very enthusiastic about the forebrain. So it works by reading out loud, it works by singing. You can do, if you're a singer, you can do your vocalize, ah. And if you can also talk, if your child is not at the level that they can read, you can talk, have them to repeat words, have them to learn poems, for instance, and recite them. You can have it on when you rehearse the presentation that you want to do, or your husband might do that, or your older child who might present something, a topic for an exam. So having to rehearse with forebrain will help with the attention skills, will help with the speech clarity, and will help also with the memory of it. So are you excited? Do you want it now? Please click the link below. You'll get 10% discount, and you'll have your forebrain delivered to you in a matter of days, right to your door, and then you can start to use and see the benefits and all the changes that it can bring to you and to your children. Don't forget, click the link below. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.